All right, let us show you how to create a rhythm track in GarageBand. And so a rhythm track is going to have drums, bass, and some sort of chording instrument. So today we're going to use our guitar. So I'm going to open up the empty project. Okay, and here let's start with drums. Okay. Oh, I think I need to change this output. Output device, let's go to my MacBook Air speakers for now. Okay, and my input will be my MacBook Air phone. Okay, so here we go. Creating a drum track. All right, so we start with this drummer, Kyle. Okay, so check this out. Over here, I have a number of different drummers in the rock category. I have a number of different drummers in alternative, songwriter, R&B, electronic hip hop, and this is hand percussion. So let's keep it simple. Let's go with Kyle. All right. Now down here, if you so wish, you can experiment with the different types of drum kits that they have. These are acoustic kits and these are electronic kits, drum machines, that sort of thing. All right. But we're going to keep Kyle on his kit of choice, which is this SoCal kit. All right. Now, let me show you what we can do to work with this virtual drummer. So if you double click here, right now he's playing this preset. Now, when I audition drum patterns, what I like to do is I like to select 4 bars, even 2 bars, and then the looping button is on, so that means it'll just loop these 4 measures while I play with it. So this is the half pipe setting. I can do something like this. Okay. You know what? I think I want to start with this pattern. That sounds good. Okay. I think what I want to do is I want to have a 4-bar drum pattern. Okay. And then I want to have other regions, other 4-bar regions. So what I can do is I can either hit the plus sign, and that gives me a new region, or I can take what I already have here and I can go option and drag. Okay, but for now, let's just focus on my first 4 measures. Now here, I think it's awfully busy. So you see this section right here. If I think it's too busy, I'm gonna move it away from complex and I'm gonna move it more towards the simple. All right. I also think that I want it a little faster, so I'm gonna change my metronome. Let's go with 126. Okay, so I kind of like that. I also think that maybe it's too many cymbals, but you know what? Let's do this. We're going to keep our lots of cymbals for the next 8 measures. So in these first 8 measures, we're going to have our tune be a little bit simpler. So instead of these crash cymbals and the ride cymbal, we're going to switch here to the hi-hat. So take a listen to what that sounds like. Cool, right? Now I can change the hi-hat pattern. So that's more of a quarter note feel. That's more of an 8th note feel. All right, so that's 16th notes. You know what? Let's go with 1. Okay, now if I want, I can add toms instead. I can add hand claps. You know? So just find what you like. Same thing with the kick and snare. I can change the different patterns here, right? Okay, so I think I kind of like what I'm doing here. We're going to copy this over. Now, for measures 1 through 4, I have this pattern. Measures 5 through 8, I have the same pattern. But actually, you know what I think I want to do? I want to change it up just slightly. So now, yeah, let's go with that. Okay, so I changed it slightly, added in some shakers, maybe even a tambourine instead. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so now here, let's check out measures 9 through 12. This is where we have our crash cymbals, and it's a lot busier. That's cool. Okay. And then I'm going to copy it over again. Now notice at the end of each region, I have this busy fill. You see that right there? Take a listen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, fill. Okay, so if I don't want the fill in there, then what I can do is I can just drag this out and then take a listen. The fill. Yeah, it's a lot simpler. Okay, so now let's say we're happy with this drum part, and let's say our tune is going to end here after 16 bars. So then what I want to do is I want to have some sort of end. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to shrink this down so it's only one beat long. All right? So now we can go. Okay, so now we have a nice ending. If I don't have that there, then listen to what happens. Right? And it's a little weird. There's no ending. So I'm going to put that there. All right. Now it's time to record a bass part. So I've chosen a chord progression, and it's going to go B minor, G, D, A. So I'm going to record my bass part, and I'm going to record the absolute simplest bass part, okay? And that's going to be just the root of the chord. So I'm going to play B for B minor, G for the G chord, D for the D chord, and A for the A chord. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to plug my headphones into my computer, and I say yes, no headphones. Okay, and now I can hear the drums in my ears. On this recording, you won't be able to hear the drums because I have it in my headphones, all right? I want to use headphones so that way this drum part doesn't leak onto my bass track, okay? We want to isolate the tracks. So I'm actually even going to call this one bass. Okay, don't forget, you want to always tune your instrument before you get started. Okay? All right, I think that's close enough. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna get a count off, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, when I hit record, B minor, G, D, A. So I'm thinking about what I'm gonna play. You should probably practice before you record, but I'm just gonna jump right in for the sake of time. Here we go. Okay, so notice I held that note out nice and long, all right? Okay, so what I would do now is listen back, make sure it's all good. But for the sake of time, I'm just going to jump right in and I'm going to record my rhythm guitar part now. Okay, so my guitar is tuned, right? I have my headphones in so I don't have any leak of these other tracks onto the track that I'm recording. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so now I'm going to unplug my headphones so you can hear what I did, all right? Make sure you turn off your metronome because you don't need that when you're not recording. And then take a listen to what we've got. Okay, so now if I solo these tracks, I can hear just the bass. Now on this bass track, you can hear my dog bark. Well, that's my live dog. But when I was recording the dog bark, there it was. Okay, so anyway, that's the kind of thing you don't really want on your recordings, but if it's just for a school assignment, it's fine, all right? So take a listen. There's my drums, and this is my chords. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to mix this. And what I like to do when I mix, and we'll label this, oops, rhythm. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to put that on my right side. Let's put my bass on my left. And so this creates some space in the sonic landscape. So things don't sound so crowded, you know? And so in real life, you wouldn't have the bass player and the rhythm guitarist and the drummer all standing in the center. They would be standing off to the side and there would be sound separation, all right? Physical distance. Already that sounds better. Now I think I want to bring my bass down. Notice in the second part when it got more active with all the cymbals, I started strumming. So here I was finger picking some arpeggios. Here I went for the full-blown strum. Now here's another thing that you might want to do. Check this out. If you go to mix, you can show automation. Now what does that do? You see here where it says volume, and you see that faint yellow line. When I click it, it lights up. Now what I can do is I can now adjust my volume. I'm double clicking to get these little nodes. Now I'm reverse pinching, expanding my fingers, and now I zoom in. Where do I want to be? I want to be at measure 9. So I'm looking up here, right? And so now I can make the strums a little bit softer. Back up a little bit. Zoom in a little bit too. Yeah, that's way better. All right, so now the strums aren't so overpowering. Okay, so mixing you can do for days, all right? And so this is just a quick rough mix. Sounds good enough to me for now. So now what do? Make sure you save it. And then also if you want to send this track to your friends, you go to share. And I like to export song to disk. And often if I'm just sending it for a quick listen to somebody, I'll export it as an MP3. Okay? All right. So Good luck with this. I will see you next time.